Welcome to the Program Pod, a national award-winning program on the RCBC Podcast Network, which takes a deep dive into the programs offered at RCBC through different perspectives of students, faculty, and employers.
Yes. Winter commencement season upon here, the holiday season upon. It's been a while since we actually had the Program Pod on. Had to take a little break because of the actual, other job I have here at RCBC, which, hi, Jay Varga. How you doing? Putting in a brand new website. Fancy that at rcbc.edu, but finally getting back into, what I really truly love, truly being passionate about is getting to speak with the students, talking about some of the programs, but all for the culmination of graduation. And it's the second annual Winter Commencement, something we started last year and trying to, not have everybody wait until May so they can walk and move on with their other careers and such. So what we got going on now is we're going to be speaking with some of the President Award winners that we have for all three ceremonies, which is Health Sciences, Humanities, Business, and Social Sciences, and of course, STEM, as well as ABE, which we'll get into those acronyms right about now because we have the President's Award winner, our first one for this first episode of the two-parter here. We have Wilkins Paul, hi Wilkins, how you doing?
Hey Jay, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm almost wanting to be on the dyslexic side because I see Wilkins Paul and I get kind of backwards a little bit. Sometimes Paul Wilkins. Does it happen to you a lot?
Yeah, no, you would not be the first.
I'm sure. Well, again, congrats. You're the President's Award winner. You're going to be speaking in front of your peers for the STEM and ABE commencement, which is the second of the third, or is it third? You're the third one.
Third
okay.
one, yeah.
I'm still trying to get everything organized. The holidays, the end of the semester. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. But STEM, standing for, of course, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, as well as ABE, which stands for
Adult Basic Education.
That's right. So we're honoring everybody there for that ceremony, and you're going to be speaking in front of them. So first of all, Wilkins, where are you from?
So I'm coming out of Burlington Township, New Jersey.
All right. Falcon? Right?
Falcon.
No. Yeah, you're a Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Go Falcons.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out.
I was a renegade way back when. Anyway, you're here. We're not talking about sports. Maybe a little bit later on some stupid questions I'll be asking you later. We want to get to know you.
Can't wait.
First of all, I got to listen to some of your speech. Sounds incredible. Sounds like you're ready, right? I think you're ready.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, when I first found out I had to do this, first it was a little overwhelming, but I got the speech, I feel like, to what I wanted to be like, and that eased me up. I feel comfortable. And now I'm just excited to deliver it now. I like what I have to say.
Yeah. Have you ever spoken in front of a size this before? For public speaking of sorts?
This amount of people, no. I've done public speaking though.
Yep.
At my church I sing, so I sing in front of people. So I'm used to being on stage in front of people, but I think this might be the biggest amount of people, which is fine. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and it's actually, and look, it's not as big as it is for the spring ceremony when you have like the whole crowd out there, and then you have all the family and such. Plus, it's kind of a little weird the way your vocals will, when you're outside at an arena of sorts, right? Not that it was an arena, but the way it's kind of hard giving speech. I don't think people understand when they're actually speaking on the podium. You can't really see the people, but sometimes like the echo and the reverb and somewhat get a little distracting. But that's why we have these practices for you, so that you're off and ready to go, and you definitely seem like you're ready to knock it out of the park, which depending on what people listen to the commencement or the this particular podcast, so it'll probably already happen because we are going to be broadcasting all three ceremonies on our YouTube channel for the RCBC YouTube channel, or again, as that fancy new website I said, rcbc.edu. And then I'm going to be pulling some of your speech so that everyone else can hear what you have to say to some of your peers. And then we'll be speaking with some of the students. I have a new employee/intern of sorts. Emmanuel is going to be helping me out and rocking out with everybody over at the Student Success Center, because after the commencement's over, everyone will trickle down because we are at Voda Hall. Right now we're in a makeshift room here back in the AV area, but the ceremony will take place in Voda Hall here on the Mount Laurel campus. And then everyone will follow Barry the mascot all the way down to the Student Success Center for some selfies, some cookies, and all the other stuff, and get to really celebrate for the occasion. And that's when Emmanuel will be speaking with some of the other of your fellow classmates and figuring out, seeing what their experience was like at RCBC. But I'm here to talk to you. First of all, why did you choose to put your name in the hat for President's Award winner?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of people before me that I've listened to on YouTube, all different types of people that motivate me. They say really encouraging things that has helped me and served me in my journey. And in really whatever I'm doing in life. And so I feel like this was a cool opportunity to pour into my peers, say something that will encourage them on their journeys going forward. And that's really what it's all about for me. Like, that's really, I wanted to model my speech after, saying things that will help people, that they can keep in mind after this ceremony and be like, wow, he said that. And that really, that helps me.
Yeah, I always like to kind of get into the psychology of it, of why people want to do it, because some people are terrified in speaking in front of it. But, some of the great stories I had is like, it's kind of something similar that you said, where, I had a person that was battling drug and alcohol addiction, and one of the other speakers also was a 3-time recovering addict and went on now working at Lockheed Martin, mechanical engineer, really crushing it. Awesome. I'm literally getting goosebumps talking about this student. Justin Shopachevich is his name, but that his story connected to one person here during commencement, and now that it inspired them. I'm literally getting goosebumps.
That's amazing.
Because that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Right? It's all about that connection and sharing in that experience and stuff. But hopefully now your message will now inspire somebody else, and then it continues to pay it forward, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So let's go all the way back. Why, going from a Falcon to a Baron? What made you, just kind of stick around here for RCBC?
RCBC, it's a good school in terms of, lower tuitions, close to home. And I mean, it's a good campus. I mean, it's really nice here. It's a relaxed vibe here. It's not scary or anything. Like, the classroom sizes are nice. It's not too many people in your classes, not big, huge lecture halls. You get to have a good connection with your teacher, with your professor. And so for all those reasons, that's why I would say I chose RCBC. I mean, for the first 2 years of my curriculum, the same classes I could take at a 4-year university for more money. Why not just take it at the local school? And also, I had some family that came before me as well, so I was already pretty accustomed to the school. So for those reasons.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I think people not really understand. Sometimes community college can have it's a little bit of a stigma, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's the same classes. I think. Yeah, I wish more people understood that. Like you said, I mean, it's the same classes.
Yeah, but sometimes you're getting that more, like you said, one-on-one, education, right? Like when you're in those big halls, like those 4-year schools, sometimes you're in an auditorium with 200 people. Are you really connecting sometimes with the professor? Or are you getting I don't know, some of these professors that can kind of really hone in? I'm not taking away from what those other universities are doing, right? But sometimes people also choose here for kind of figure themselves out. They didn't really know what they wanted to do, and they come here, not spend all that money, and then still get the same kind of education. And especially now you have the partnership with Rowan University. Yeah. That always kind of helps out, which I'm hoping, eventually tell my daughter. It's just kind of, you're still going to get that same Rowan degree, but you're going to, save yourself like a lot of school debt possibly. But did you already have your major? Obviously, you're speaking of STEM, so you're going to be one of the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, obviously. Which one is that? What is your major? And was that something you already knew you were doing, or is that something you figured out as you started here? Yeah,
so my major is engineering. I want to go on to do civil engineering specifically, because there's all different types of engineering. As far as I wanted to do at first, in high school, I was thinking maybe I might do something in computer science. So I took an AP Comp Sci class, and that's where I discovered that I absolutely do not want to do computer science. It just wasn't really my thing.
Yeah. That's how you figure it out. You try it, and you're like, yeah, not for me.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But I've always liked NFL stadiums specifically. I've just always found them super cool, and there's so many different types of them across the country.
Yeah.
Go Birds! I love the link.
We hear now that the Eagles are trying to possibly do a closed stadium now.
Really? I've kind of heard a little talk about that.
It just came out last week or 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was. Yeah. So now that the Eagles, or Jeffrey Lurie, owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, is trying to possibly sell off, or he might have already sold off. Again, this is going to conflict in reports, but that selling off part of the stadium so that they can afford to fund an enclosed stadium, has a roof over it, because they eventually want to be able to host the Super Bowl and other events. I mean, you look at what Jerry Jones does down in Dallas, right? That AT&T stadium is massive, but they bring in so much more money and revenue. But it's like, if the Eagles continue to be successful, but they never get us as Eagles fans, we never really get to experience potentially like a a Super Bowl in a home stadium like the Rams did. Obviously, it's very rare, right? I think it's only happened twice with the Bucks and the Rams. But that's a cool feature though. Doing
I don't know. It would be interesting. I think I understand the reasoning, but I just feel like I feel like Eagles fans, I think we're loud, we're rambunctious. I just can't. I don't know if many Eagles fans would like an indoor.
Yeah, it's a different vibe. It's almost like Buffalo. Like, I don't know. You think
that's exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like we want to be outside. We want to experience those elements. So we'll see.
Because I mean, I did. Thankfully, one of those ones that can be like, I was there. It was like at that snow game, right? When Shady went that, had like whatever against the Lions, and it was only supposed to like snow about a couple inches. And the next thing you know, we're at the stadium. I'm like, this is more than a couple of inches or whatever it was. But yeah, you're not going to get that with a stadium with the over there. But all right, we'll get back on track again. We can talk. We can talk all that stuff a lot more. That's pretty cool though.
But I will say, just to finish what I was saying, like, so I've always kind of liked buildings and such, and so I thought I wanted to do construction management. That's what I first came here as, construction management.
Okay.
That's what I did my first year here as, and then I just through doing research, because like you said, when you come to community, you don't always know if totally what you want to do. You're still kind of exploring. Did some research on it, and just found that civil engineering kind of broadens my field a little bit. And I really enjoy the science side of engineering, right? So construction management, it's kind of just more of a managing side of things. Engineering's going to give you that science, the physics, the math in it and stuff, and I enjoy that. So that's when I switched over to civil engineering specifically.
Then it clicked.
Yeah. So I really like it. I like my classes, so I feel like this is what I want to stick with. So
any professor that kind of stuck out?
I love Professor Sherlock. That was my chemistry teacher.
He's always a repeat offender on my show.
Yeah,
a lot of students always bring him up.
He is an amazing person, and he's a big supporter of mine. Like, he's always supported me, and I love that man. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Well,
real sarcastic guy.
Yeah, that's right. My wheelhouse right there. Right. Yeah. That's why we definitely connect. But so you're here getting ready to move on. But before you get ready to move on, a favorite experience at RCBC?
Favorite experience, I think, funny
Could be
enough.
Anything, moment, whatever.
I think funny enough, I had I mentioned this in my speech. I failed calculus 2 and I struggled with physics. That was my spring, I think 2023 semester, I believe. And that was a hard season of life for me, but it was also kind of maybe my favorite a little bit, just because like I was failing the classes and struggling, but I also had a group of friends. We were just all failing together. we were just all struggling together, but it was good times in a way, because it was just fun being with them, and like being in physics lab with some of your classmates, good times.
Yeah.
So
that's good. So where are you headed next?
Yeah, so I'm going to end up doing one more semester here at RCBC, just because I need to do an engineering clinic, sophomore version of the class, before I can transfer over to Rowan.
Okay.
So one more semester, then I go over to Rowan, finish my degree there, do 2 more years, get my bachelor's at Rowan University.
Very nice. And then after that, you're going to be out into the workforce.
Yeah.
You're going to have all your student debt. You're going to start becoming a real adult with, bills and everything else.
Can't wait.
The real world experience. No, but then you're going to be making, some awesome, advancements in that civil engineering for the next generation, everything that's kind of coming on. But what I'm getting to is that, you have to apply for these jobs, right? And you have to have these interview questions and stuff. So I kind of came prepared for some questions to get you ready for, maybe your next step after Rowan University.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So if you had a walk-up song, we're speaking, speaking of, you like baseball?
I'm not a baseball guy.
Okay. All right. So, but the walk-up song, the batters come to the plate and they have their song or whatever. Or, simply you walk into a room. Uh-huh. What song does Wilkins want to hear?
Oh, man.
And represent himself.
That's a great question. And this is something I've thought of before, actually, because when I was younger, I used to be real into WWE.
Okay.
And so I think of like those entrances.
Yeah. Same thing.
I've definitely thought of a song, and I don't remember what song I would have liked to walk in with. But what's coming to mind right now is I believe it's called Red Stripes something Army. Do you know that song I'm talking about? It goes like
one,
this.
the White Stripes, Seven Nation
Yes,
Army.
There it is. There
Yeah,
it is.
that little bass line.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll
Huge during
walk in.
colleges too, man. It's like that gets her, again, chills.
Super hype. Yeah.
That's a
super
great song to
hype.
walk into, or
Yeah.
have yourself. Okay, I see
Yeah.
that. Maybe I'll have them set up for the commencement there. You're walking on the stage, right? Here comes COC. You got the little Seven Nation Army going on. That'd be fantastic. All right. So, what fictional character do you identify with most, and why?
Man.
These are heavy loaded questions.
Oh man. Okay. What fictional character do I identify with most? It's a good question.
It's usually a good question when you stump the interviewee.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to be real on it. This one got me.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, let's
eventually.
come back to that
Yeah.
one. Let's come back to that one.
Okay. How about this? We'll close it out with explain quantum electrodynamics in 2 minutes, starting now.
Quantum electrodynamics, you said?
I don't even know. I just something I Googled.
You know what? I really couldn't give you a serious answer on that one, but this is my best attempt. A lot of these weird words typically have like maybe a Latin root to it, maybe, and so this is me trying to give a smart response to.
You can always just throw it in AI, or Chat GTP.
I'm sure Latin language will help us out with that.
All right.
Somehow.
Well, all right. So maybe hopefully you don't get to some of those questions, but if they do, now you're kind of, now you can get like second thought for it, know, in your job interview, it's kind of coming up. So before we do wrap it up though, and, we will be taking some of your clips from the speech, which again, we will be streaming live on our RCBC YouTube channel, and people can go back and watch the entire commencement ceremony. You can go back and relive it with your friends and family and stuff and watch our whole speech there. But for podcast sake, we'll take a couple of clips, some of your highlights for it. Cause it's usually about like a 10-minute speech and such, but some parting words for your fellow classmates, an inspirational message that we could, have a little, testimonial here that you would like to say to your classmates there.
I would say that, and what I'm about to say, this is something I really believe in strongly. Like, throughout your life, a lot of people have an idea of you, their opinion of you, and I think it can be really easy to side with those opinions. For example, right? Maybe someone knows you as the guy that can't do math. Right, random example. Don't take on that identity as, oh man, I'm not good at math, because all I hear from around me is people saying that I'm not good at math. No, like, block out noise, right? Like people's opinions, thoughts of you. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. That's like, stay strong in your character. Just make sure that you're doing the right thing. Work hard for what you want, and like, be whoever you want to be. Right? Like but make sure
tune
it's
out that
good.
noise.
Tune out that noise.
Yep.
Be who you want to be. That's I think that would be my message. And you know what? I want to come back to your fictional character.
Nice. Yeah. Let's do it.
I thought of something. I think of the Eagles in that season where they won the Super Bowl, and every time before they play a ball game, they play the Rocky music, and Rocky is huge in Philly. And so I would say that would be my answer for who I side with as a fictional character, Rocky, just because underdog guy. A lot of people didn't believe in him, but you know what? He came back, believed, and this actually correlates with my parting message. Actually, just works hard and does defy the odds. And this isn't a fictional character, but I love Nick Foles, the quarterback who won Super Bowl, because he was another guy, an underdog guy that he worked hard and he believed he could do it. No one thought the Eagles could beat the Patriots. They did it. And so I'd say that's who I side with. That's my answer for that.
Remember, it's not how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit. All right?
True.
Yes.
Sure.
I hope I didn't butcher.
I
Rockies think it's pretty. I was close to it, because I wasn't want to hear it. I hear like the chime too. It's like on third down at the Eagles games too, right? But it's just like, Robert,
yeah,
it's not about how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can take a hit.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly. And keep getting back up.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, go rest up. Get ready for the ceremony tomorrow. Congratulations, Wilkins Paul here with us, going to be speaking in front of his classmates. The President's Award winner for the STEM and Adult Basic Education commencement, and looking forward to watching it all go down live.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. And thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Cheers.